Welcome to Watkins Glen International. I'm Alex Hayden, and we're here today at one of NASCAR's favorite road courses. This racetrack gives teams a number of strategy options, so watch out for crew chiefs making some interesting calls on pit road today as they try and get track position and make some moves up the field. Time to fire the engines. Let's go bowling at the Glen and head trackside for the command to get today's race underway.
Heard somebody laughing in the background. That was kind of weird. Thanks for everybody tuning in today. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we are about to begin our race at Watkins Glen on NASCAR 22. It is the second to last race of the regular season, and coming into today's action, it is a very, very tight bubble battle right now for those drivers that are barely in and barely out on points to get into the playoffs. The original 16-man playoff field, at least, as this is going to be an interesting race today. Now, for ourselves, we are battling for the regular season championship. We're already more than locked into the playoffs with 8 wins, just getting our 8th last night at Richmond. Scored 18 stage points in that race as well, en route to victory. Finished second in both stages, so 5 playoff points total. And now it's going to be an interesting race to see if we can hold on to that points lead. If we can outscore Christopher Bell by 12 or more points today, we will clinch the regular season championship before the regular season finale tomorrow night at Daytona. If we fail to do so, Bell will have a shot going into Daytona tomorrow night at the championship, and anything can happen at Daytona, so we want to try to clinch that championship up today. Now, for those of you that don't know, there is a glitch on NASCAR 22 on the road courses. It's a glitch that we have ran into the first 4 road course races of the season, and that is when you make a green flag pit stop on a road course, your car loses complete stability in the rear tires. The rear tires really spin, they burn off the car when you're turning, when you're on the throttle. It just, for whatever reason, it eats it up. It accelerates it like twice as fast, and you can only go about half a run on tires after that point. So our goal, and this is our strategy from the get-go today, we will pit during stage 1, we will pit during stage 2, we will try to get stage points. That's no different than what we've tried to do in the last couple road course races when we found out that this is a glitch at every road course. It wasn't just COTA. In our first road course race, it happened at Sonoma, it happened at Road America also, it also happened at Indy. It happens everywhere. So, what we're going to try to do is when we get into the final stage, we'll be pitting at the end of stage 2. We'll start at the rear of the field. The rest of the field will probably stay out during the stage breaks, so then they'll pit early in the final stage. When we make our green flag stop in the final stage of the race, unless we get a caution, which would be great, but I don't think we're going to. We haven't had a caution in the final stage on a road course yet. We've only had cautions in stage 1 so far. But if we don't get a caution in the final stage as expected, we will pit under green flag conditions. It will be fuel only, and we're going to try to make this race last as long as we possibly can on the set of tires we have. It'll be a 2-stop stage for the rest of the field for the AI in the final stage. In the final stage specifically, it'll be a 2-stop strategy for the AI, considering they will likely not pit during the stage break. So they will be pitting probably around like lap 50, lap 60, pretty early into the final stage, and then they will pit again right before the end of the race. We will be pitting twice as well, but our first stop is going to be fuel only, so that way we can take the tires until hopefully like 10 to 15 laps to go. If our tires can last that long, we'll obviously be able to gap them at least a little bit with them pitting much earlier and us pitting only fuel. So I'm just hoping we can kind of cycle out at the end. Who knows, maybe we can make it without having to pit a second time for tires on the final stage, and we can make the tires last the entire final stage. But considering 50 laps at Watkins Glen or on any road course on tires is going to be almost impossible, but we're going to do our best. Patrick Chadley, Dark Crypto, Joshua Rumsey, Corey Freight, and others, welcome into the stream. Let's get the race underway, but before that, we'll go through tonight's starting lineup, at least for the drivers who qualify towards the front of the field. Kevin Harvick swept the rounds in qualifying in round 1 and round 2. He will be on the pole for today's race. That's a good start for us in stage 1. Michael McDowell will qualify on the outside of the front row. He was in the top 5 in the first round, but picked up to P2 in round 2 when it mattered the most. Look out for McDowell. He comes into this race 21st in points. He's about 62 points out from the cutoff line. I don't have him on the screen. I can only show the top 18 with having the regular season battle on there and showing who is all locked into the playoffs on the top of the screen. So you don't see McDowell's name on there, but don't be surprised if he has a good points day today, that going into Daytona tomorrow, he could be like 20 or 30 points out if that happens. And maybe he wins and gets himself in and bumps Cindric out. I mean, that could happen as well. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson will be in row number 2. Larson's all but a lock at this point. He's 90 points above the cutoff line. He could clinch on points today. And obviously starting towards the front, he's in good position to get some stage points. Chase Elliott, road course king, trying to go for his 4th win of the year. He won on a road course earlier this season at Road America. Tyler Reddick and AJ Allmendinger will be in row 3. Allmendinger well below the cutoff line in a must-win situation. He is running for points. He has ran the full season on NASCAR 22. There's no Xfinity Series on this game, so I'm not going to dock him for that. So he is running for points. If he does miraculously get a win in these final 2 races, he will be in. Tyler Reddick is still winless on the year, but he is a little bit more comfortably above the cutoff line. Would like to clinch today, if at all possible, with the win or on points. William Byron and Chris Buescher will be in row 4. Byron started in the top 10 in a lot of races this year. It's helped him get a lot of stage points, and that's why he's 3rd in the regular season standings. Likely out of contention to win the regular season championship after a finish outside the top 30 yesterday at Richmond. But looking for a strong performance today. Remember, playoff points are awarded for everybody in the top 10 at the end of the regular season. And then Chris Buescher looking for his first win in a must-win situation in these final 2 races. Austin Cindric and Daniel Suarez will be in row 5. Cindric, last driver in above the cutoff line on Eric Almirola by just 8 points coming into today's race. And Daniel Suarez also in a must-win situation. Kyle Busch, he's starting 11th. Justin Haley just locked himself in with a win at Michigan 2 races ago. So he will just be racing for more playoff points if he can get any stage wins and race wins in these final couple races. And Alex Bowman has been kind of free-falling in points as of late. He was over 100 points to the good just 3 races ago. And now he has had 2 straight finishes outside the top 20 with no stage points in those races. He's 40 points to the good right now, but if he doesn't have a good run today and tomorrow at Daytona, he could be on the outside looking in going into the season finale. 9 points separate 14th through 17th in the standings. Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, they are +9. And then +8 in that last spot above the cutoff line is Austin Cindric. First driver, again, below the cutoff line is Eric Almirola. He is -8 points. And then even another driver who can point their way in still relatively, Denny Hamlin's -17. He has not been consistent this year at all. In fact, he only has 2 top 5s, one of which, though, was at Richmond yesterday, which has definitely helped him out a ton. But he is going to be starting back in 30th today. Our regular season points battle with Christopher Bell, it's going to be off to a good start. Again, we need to outscore him by 12 points to clinch the regular season title today. We might be able to do that in the stages alone with Harvick on the pole and Bell starting all the way back in 38th. That is going to help us a ton. We do not want to go into Daytona. I mean, if I get 1 point at Daytona and Bell gets like 40-something, if he is within like 50 points even, he's got a shot. So I don't want to give him an opportunity. Let's get this going, and we'll hope for the best. Davion West, Hungry One, Billy Kramer, Mark DeMars also welcome into the stream. Let's get the race underway here today. The Go Bowling at the Glen on NASCAR 22. 20 laps in stage 1, 90 laps in the race total. The green flag is in the air, and we are underway at the Glen. Michael McDowell going to get the launch into the first turn on the outside, but Harvick accelerates quicker than him through turn 1. McDowell very slow off the exit of the corner there, and Harvick is easily clear into the Esses, looking to set sail. Ran a lap time in the 109s in qualifying in that second session. McDowell still holding on to second in front of Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson just behind him. Harvick pushing hard into the bus stop. Gonna get the car to grip up pretty well here in this early going. Need to win these first 2 stages. That would be a couple more playoff points, but for the regular season championship, which awards an additional 15 playoff points, really want to clinch that tonight. Don't want to have to worry about Daytona at all. I don't trust I'm going to have a good race. We finished 17th in the Daytona 500 earlier this year, and we only scored 2 stage points in that race. Harvick will lead lap 1. McDowell already kind of pulling away. It looked like he went a bit wide into turn 1. Car is fast, it's got good handling, it's just a matter of trying to keep control of the tires in the final stage. The first 2 stages we can go for broke here. We know we only have to go 20 laps. It'll be interesting how much fuel I burn in the first stage. We'll get a good indicator of it. As long as we can go 25 laps on a full fuel run, we'll be able to make the final stage on 1 stop for fuel. This could be whether or not the tires are going to be able to hold up the entire run. That's going to be the question. We've had so much speed on the road courses this year. I think I've qualified on the pole on 3 of the 5 we have ran, including obviously on the pole today. I really want to get a win. Give me some sort of confidence for when the Roval hits in the playoffs, honestly. Prove that we can strategize our way to victory despite fighting the odds and the unfortunate circumstances when we pit under green. Probably shouldn't have downshifted the second one I did. I should have done it much earlier into the corner. Not when I was already getting back into the throttle. We're just going to alternate through the different camera angles in the early going of today's race. Not going to waste any time with this either. 110.624, not a bad lap by any means. AJ Allmendinger up to 3rd already after qualifying 6th, and Michael McDowell still holding on to 2nd. Harvick is pulling away already in the opening 4 laps. If Harvick can catch anybody to put him a lap down, that'd be huge. And honestly, with Bell qualifying deep in the field, if somehow Christopher Bell goes a lap down at all in these first couple stages, that would be something. Second session of qualifying was 10 minutes, and I want to say I probably ended up running about 7 or 8 laps straight. I didn't practice, so I haven't gone more than 7 or 8 laps on a full tire stand. A little bit wide in turn 1 there. Kurt really threw Harvick on the outside of the track. Definitely drove it in maybe a bit too deep. Kept it off the wall, though. That's the big thing. Don't want to blow a tire. Thank goodness the curbs don't give me invalidated laps here. Not in qualifying, at least. I mean, it didn't do that to me in qualifying at Indy, so I never really thought about that being an issue today, and hopefully it's not going to be an issue. Omar, thanks for tuning in. I mean, the road courses in this game from a race ability standpoint and just like driving my own car, yeah, it's great. I do think the AI are a lot slower. I mean, this is on expert difficulty. It might not seem like it, but it is. Probably the best I've gotten through turn 5 in the early going of the race. Harvick has won at least one stage on every road course race this season, trying to make it 5 times in the early going of today's race. AJ Allmendinger, by the way, was able to get around Michael McDowell for second place moments ago. AJ looking pretty quick in the early going. Tyler Reddick up to 4th. Kyle Larson's in 5th, so Chase Elliott has fallen outside the top 5 after qualifying 3rd. He was second fastest in the first session in qualifying. Only a couple tenths behind Kevin Harvick. Christopher Bell still scored in 38th right now. That is huge. That is big for Harvick, and honestly, it's big for Byron, who qualified well, because Byron still has a good shot at second. He just can't catch Harvick. He's too far back, likely. It's about 30 points behind Bell. Byron was running second in points for the longest time this season, either first or second with Harvick. They were interchanging the lead quite a bit in the middle portion of the season. Byron only has 1 win on the season compared to Bell's 3 and Harvick's 8, but he's been very, very consistent. Shown a lot of speed on a lot of different variations of racetracks. Well, 12 laps to go yet, stage 1. I'm really hoping I can catch the rear end of the field. It's about a 2.45 mile road course. One of the shortest road courses as far as racetrack length on the schedule. So maybe there's a chance that these guys at the tail end of the field could go lap down. But again, Bell's still in 38, so that tells me he is caught in traffic right now and he is struggling to pass race cars. Toyotas have struggled on the road courses this year other than Bell. With Bell struggling after a poor qualifying effort today. Harvick taking care of his tires pretty well through the first 10 laps. Left side's wearing out a little bit more than the rights. I think that's mainly due to the fact that this track has a lot more right-handed turns than left-handed turns. That's a good sign, because we're going to need those tires to go 50 laps in the final stage. And he's not pushing hard. I mean, he's pushing hard in the sense that he's running some good laps. It's a lot easier when you have clean air, though, and I guess only 10 laps on his tires to this point. Really would like to put Bell a lap down. if he can trap Bell a lap down and Bell... I would like to think during green flag pit stops is where Bell's going to be able to gain a lot of that time. And the field will likely end up staying out of the pits during the stage 1 break. Fastest area of the racetrack right here. Saw speeds in qualifying upwards of 177 miles an hour before getting into the downshifts and into the braking zone, into the bus stop. Even entering towards turn 6, some pretty fast speeds as well. There's really 3 very long straightaways on this racetrack. You're in 5th gear for the longest time, though, obviously, before you get into the bus stop, due to that uphill portion of the racetrack and in the area of the S's. Just about halfway on fuel right now. Caution free to this point. Go back to the far chase cam until the end of this first stage. 7 laps to go already in stage 1 at Watkins Glen. Kyle Larson up to 3rd. McDowell now back to 4th place. Larson still winless on the season. He did win at Watkins Glen in real life in 2022 and also was the defending winner back in 2021. Six laps to go yet in the stage. Just less than halfway on fuel, so there's going to be no need to have to pit. And Harvick wants these stage points. He's going to outscore Bell likely by 10. I don't think there's any way Christopher Bell's going to get inside the top 10 before the end of the stage. Larson now to second as he has gotten by A.J. Allmendinger. See some cars just exiting the bus stop as Harvick was getting into third gear and downshifting to make his way into the corner. So he is going to catch lap traffic here before the end of stage 1 as he's put together a lot of great laps. To make some clean passes and hope he can find Christopher Bell somewhere in here. Bell not in 38th anymore, so he has passed at least one car. Greg Biffle, Kaz Gralla, Corey LaJoie, the 3 cars at the tail end of the field right now in 38th through 40th. 5 laps to go, stage 1. Coy, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, he definitely door slammed Chase out of the way on that restart to get the win this year. Chase gave him the opportunity to. I don't think he was thinking a teammate was going to do it to him, though. That's the thing. That would be where he thought wrong. Can't really blame him for it, though, either. Raymond Toohey, thanks for tuning in. Harvick probably going to get the lap traffic towards turn 1. Oh, Gralla slipping it, sliding off of turn 6. Harvick going to get by him in 7. Long line of cars in front of Kevin Harvick right now. 4 laps to go in the stage. Big run in the draft on Corey LaJoie. He'll pull to the inside into turn 1. Christopher Bell is in 37th, has only gained 1 spot since the start of the race. Into the S's, Greg Biffle much slower here, side by side in a dangerous area of the track as Harvick in the lap car of Corey LaJoie. Harvick clears the 7. Really wants to put Bell a lap down. Biffle starting to lose the cars up in front of him. Harvick going to dive bomb to the inside into the bus stop. He'll pass Biffle into the braking zone. And Bell is the last car on the lead lap right in front of Kevin Harvick. Harvick going to beat him back to the accelerator now. Going to look to the outside. Clears him. Zigzagging. Christopher Bell is a lap down in stage 1. And that is huge for Harvick in his quest to win the regular season championship tonight. A race early before we get to Watkins Glen. Still passing cars at the tail end of the field. Pulling out a line, gets by his teammate Cole Custer. Oh, Bubba Wallace out of nowhere down to the inside. On the curb, slides up the racetrack. Harvick gets back underneath him. What a dive bomb by Wallace. I think he got by Harvick and Blaney. He has cleared Kevin Harvick as he wanted his lap back. He got it. What a move by Wallace. Harvick going to look to get him back into the bus stop. 3 laps to go. Nope, no chance to get him there. Harvick to the inside in turn 5. And clears him. Up off the exit of the corner. Wallace had to maybe hop out of the throttle as well. Harvick will put Ty Dillon a lap down. Joey Logano at the rear of the field as well, sitting in 30th. Ross Chastain, 29th. Two laps to go. Pit road is for anybody that would have short pitted, but nobody did. Harvick has a run on Logano. Nowhere to go with it. Trying to get a run on him. Off the exit of the S's. He'll clear the 22. Oh my gosh. There was a big checkup getting into the bus stop there. And luckily, Harvick didn't run into the back of Chastain. Chastain being held up by Timmy Hill. Denny Hamlin, who's 17 points below the cutoff line. One of the last couple cars on the lead lap right now. He's going to try to stay on the lead lap, but Harvick's going to get to the inside of him in turn 6. Oh, a little bit of contact. Hamlin going to hold on. Can he hold on for one more lap, though? Chastain maybe going to look to dive bomb on the bottom of the racetrack to get back on the lead lap. He does not try to pull the same move Bubba Wallace did. Harvick going to accelerate past Hamlin on the outside off the exit of turn 1. Hamlin is a lap down. No free pass given. Chastain gets by the 11 as well off turn 1. So he did dive bomb. He just couldn't get back on the lead lap. And never mind. I guess Hamlin stayed in front of him. Harvick is just a few corners away from winning this stage. Closes on Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., last couple cars on the lead lap. Jones in the top 20 in points. Not completely out of a shot to make the playoffs. Will he stay on the lead lap, though? I don't think he's going to. Harvick going to get around him. Harvick trying to get to Stenhouse. Contact, almost turned the 47. Harvick underneath Stenhouse into turn 7. He'll go lap down. 24 cars on the lead lap to the end of this first stage. Kevin Harvick will lead all 20 laps of stage number 1. And he'll pick up yet another playoff point as he has now won his 15th stage of the season. So 15 stage wins for Kevin Harvick. And off to a good start today, outscoring Christopher Bell by 10 points in the first stage. Needed to outscore him by 12 total, and Bell is a lap down at the end of stage 1 as well. Kyle Larson ends up finishing in second place. AJ Allmendinger third. Tyler Reddick fourth. Kyle Busch up to fifth. That's huge for him. Michael McDowell 6th. William Byron 7th. Chris Buescher 8th. Chase Briscoe 9th. And Chase Elliott, who started 3rd, fell back to 10th in the opening stage of the race. So I'll take a screenshot. And we... I think what I'm going to try to do here, I think we're going to stay out. I'm going to make a green flag pit stop, but I'm not going to take tires. I'm going to pit with the rest of the field during this stage, but I will not take tires, so that way I can try to keep track position. And then I'll pit for tires at the end of stage 2, see if I have a chance to maybe lap more cars with a quicker pit stop. I think we could potentially lap inside the top 20 at the end of stage 2 with this strategy, so... Which is big because, again, if I have to pit for tires on the final stage, which is more than likely going to have to happen, that could lock ourselves in the top 20 at least. So I think that's what I'll do. Alright. Stage points are allotted. We will not pit during the stage break. NASCAR Cup Series 2311 Racing, thanks for tuning in. Only going to be able to go a handful of laps on fuel here. Green flag back in the air. Top of the field is going to be all spaced together once again. So the field is tightened up. Larson going to get ahead of Harvick initially through turn 1. A little bit of contact off the exit of the corner. Harvick got into the back of him. It's going to allow Larson to try to get to the inside again on Harvick into the S's, but couldn't quite do it. He hit the curb and slipped up the racetrack. Trying to get a run in the draft behind the 4 now. Nose to tail as they enter the bus stop. Kyle Busch to 4th. After finishing 5th at the end of stage 1. We'll wait and see how the pit stops will obviously cycle through as well. Everybody on relatively older tires right now. Larson trying to keep up with Harvick. Might not have a chance, though. This will be a real testament to how these tires are going to react over the course of the longer laps. So we'll at least have an idea of what the car is going to handle like for most of the final stage with not pitting for tires during our green flag stop here. This will keep the car from getting desperately loose as well. Again, it will be a fuel-only stop when the time comes. Going to try to stretch this fuel run out as long as we can. We'll have a good idea of how far we can go on fuel also when the time comes. Larson back to fourth, by the way. Allmendinger to second. I think AJ's got a really good short-run car. He's gotten to second a couple times. Once at the beginning of the race, and now at the beginning of stage 2. Kyle Busch is back into third. After qualifying outside the top 10, he did a great job to get up to 5th in that first stage. And Harvick already a couple seconds ahead of AJ after they were battling for second back there. Kind of a 3-car battle. Definitely allowing Kevin Harvick to set sail. Yeah, not going to pit quite yet. Obviously, whenever we do pit, we'll definitely be able to make it upfield to the end of stage 2. Consider we went all 20 laps without pitting, and even to this point still haven't pitted. Nobody has pitted. You can tell because they're not blowing around me on the restart on fresher tires, so nobody pitted during the stage break, which I didn't think they were going to pit. I haven't raced at Watkins Glen yet, so it was a little bit of a risk, but they did not pit, which is what I expected. Means they shouldn't pit during stage 2 because they're not going to have as many laps on their tires this time around as well. And 24 cars on the lead lap at the end of stage 1. It's being the shortest road course by length of the racetrack on the circuit that allowed for Kevin Harvick to lap quite a few cars. Some of the other road courses he's only really been able to lap the last couple cars in the field before getting to the end of the stage. Got a couple cars on pit road right now. I definitely know Harvick could go at least another 3-4 more laps. If he can make it 25 laps, then when we look at fuel, he should be able to make it on one stop in the final stage. If everybody else pits about every 25 laps or a couple laps shy of that, they're definitely going to have to pit 3 times. Harvick is definitely going to have to pit 3 also. And he will pit at the end of stage 2 for tires and top off on fuel anyways. Just wanted to keep as much track position as he could for right now. Harrison Burton in 33rd is already pitted, cycled just out ahead of Harvick. He's looking to pull away from him on his fresher tires. At least with the cars at the back of the field, we'll see what Harvick can do with his car on much older tires. Kevin Harvick has led every lap in this race so far. Power sliding to the outside of Harrison Burton. And he is going to clear him into the S's. Got out of turn 1 really well. This also helps if for some reason we do get a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. Harvick would be on the lead lap still. Bell is cycled up to 31st for now. I'm not sure if he has pitted or not. He's picked up some spots. Good news is he is a lap down though. And he is likely not going to get that lap back at all in this race today. He's just hoping more cars go a lap down before the end of this next stage. But the problem is with that being said, he might end up going 2 laps down before the end of stage 2. Will disallow him to get by everybody who's at least 1 down. He'd only be able to race drivers for position and for points that are on his lap. Harvick going to stay on one more lap. He'll go 26 laps on fuel here. Got a huge wad of race cars right now going into the S's. Some just coming out of the pit, some have already been out. Harvick will not risk it another lap after this. Don't want a repeat of what happened at the end of Road America. Or Indy, I mean. Not Road America. Indy is where we ran out of fuel in the final stage. Gonna get off turn 5 really well. Get by Casgrello. Temporarily put Christopher Bell 2 laps down, but Bell in 31st going to get this lap back once Harvick pits this time by. Harvick is making his way off turn 6. He's going to make sure he'll be down on the inside of the racetrack into turn 7 so he can get to pit road. And Harvick will be on his way in. Not sure what the pit road speed limit is, so I'm going to back it way up right now. So fuel only for Kevin Harvick. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed. It'll be the first stop of the day for Kevin Harvick after 26 laps. So that's how far we can go on fuel. So that means if I go 25-25 in the final stage, I will be able to make it on one stop. It's just a matter of will the tires hang on. They'll hang on to the end of this stage because we're only going 40 laps on tires this time. We'll have to go 50 though the next time. That looked weird, like panning to the guys changing tires, but there was nobody changing tires. And there's no gas can in the guy's hand. There was no gas can. He was just plugging his hand into the race car. Something you don't see every day. I have no control of my car there, by the way. I still don't have... There we go. Now I have control. That was weird. At least it didn't give me damage. Or blow a tire. That would have been terrible. It's showing that we changed tires even though I didn't. Have we figured the glitch out? Guys, I think I figured it out. No way. It changed our tires even though I didn't actually change tires, and we went fuel only, so that means we had a quicker pit stop. Let's go. It changed my tires. And the car's not super loose either like it usually is if you were to actually change tires. We have figured it out. It took 5 road course races, but we figured it out. It's kind of gaming the system, but that makes this race 10 times easier. So you can't pit for tires. I swear I took fuel only on another road course race. It changed my tires, though. Yeah, look, I have tires undone, so... I was planning on it being fuel only and then just kind of being on those same tires I had. The car's not slipping and sliding. We're still running fast lap times. This first full lap after coming out of the pits should be a really quick one. Yeah, 110.879. We're not 9 to 10 seconds off the pace like we usually are after pitting. So it's as if I have fresh tires on the car even though I didn't take tires. This game's so broken. Well, I figured it out. It makes me feel better. Now we're competent on road courses. I just hope it does that again in the final stage. I hope that wasn't just a one-off. Well, there you go. If you make a green flag pit stop on a road course when you're playing NASCAR 22 on your own, just don't pit for tires, and it'll change them even if it doesn't show them changing the tires. I think that only works on road courses, though. I don't want to... I think I've taken fuel only on ovals, and that has not been the case. So I think it's just on road courses. Kind of the same reason that when you pit for tires on road courses, it acts as if you don't change your tires. Or it actually does act as if you changed your tires, but when you come off of the pit lane, it's just 10 times looser than what it was. Ryan Blaney cycled back into last. Josh Bilicki in 24th. This is the last car in the lead lap, but he's only the second to last car on the track. Almirola just in front of him. Almirola 8 points below the cutoff line. He does not need to go a lap down. We're down to 10 laps to go in stage 2 this time by. Well, that might have just won me the regular season championship. Assuming we can get through the final stage. I mean, Lapping Bell might have already done it, but... I just gotta hope it does that again in the final stage. For some reason, I don't think it will. You just never know with this game, but if it does, we have definitely fixed the glaring issue. Ryan Blaney going 2 laps down right now. Watkins, Glen, a track he's actually pretty good at. Joey Logano's in 39, so the Penske cars did not have fast pit stops whatsoever. Logano was a lap down at the end of the last stage. I think Cindric is the only one that wasn't. He was in the top 10 and had some stage points. See Garrett Smithley in 8th. He's had a couple good runs on road courses this year. He was barely on the lead lap at the end of the last stage. The next 2 cars in front of Harvick, though, are the 23rd and 24th place cars that did not have fast pit stops. With Harvick going fuel only and the glitch giving us tires even though I didn't take tires. Hunting these guys down. You know, I'm glad I tested that out at stage 2. Because coming into the night, I wasn't originally going to do that. I'm glad I did. Because now we got extra track position. And we saved time on pit road. It was a win-win. Only caution has been the stage 1 break so far in today's race. Haven't seen anybody go off course in this race at all, like we've seen in some other road course races this season. Licky going a lap down. Logano gets by Hesmans for 38th place. Harvick will get by his teammate Almirola. Kevin Harvick has led every lap so far in this race from the pole. Heck, I'll probably just stay out again during the stage break then. I mean, knowing that that works. Keep my track position. No sense of going back in traffic and risk wrecking on a restart. Because they're probably going to be checking up heavily in the first turn. My luck, I'll pile into the back of somebody. Zigzagging around Chastain and Logano both going a second lap down at 38th, 39th. If you would have told me Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney would be 38th through 40th, 2 laps down at stage 2, I would have been like, what? Especially at Watkins Glen. Skill-based racetrack. I mean, Hesmans is outrunning him on speed right now. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, good chance Harvick goes back-to-back to get win number 9. Max points day would be huge just for the playoff points. That'd be 7 more. Plus clinching the regular season championship, 50. That's like a 22 playoff point race for us. Assuming Bell doesn't make a miraculous comeback to give himself a shot going into Daytona. I don't think that's going to happen. Harvick to the inside of Cole Custer. Should be able to clear him well before getting into turn 1. And does. Gaggle of cars up the way. Michael McDowell's free falling after qualifying second. He's in 21st. He still finished. What was it? 4th at the end of stage 1? But in danger of going a lap down as he's stuck behind some slower cars that are already a lap down, about to go 2 down. Big check up into the bus stop. Are slipping and sliding. Harrison Burton, Timmy Hill. Chase Elliott has fallen back. He's in 20th. McDowell just went a lap down as well as Martin Truex Jr. Chase Elliott's the last car in the lead lap in the number 9. Harvick is going to go and split the 9 and the 42, but he can't quite get alongside Ty Dillon, who was a lap down, make that 2 laps down for Dillon in the 32nd place position. So now just 19 cars are on the lead lap in stage 2, sorry. 5 laps to go in stage 2 as well at the line. Harvick trying to sweep the stages today at Watkins Glen. Regardless of any glitches, we kind of figured that this was going to happen. Or a good chance of it happening. For the third time rather, on a road course that we've won the first 2 stages. Got to get the good finish though. I feel a lot more confident though that we can win this race this time around than any of the other road courses so far that we've raced at. Well, Coda, I was confident because I was unaware that the glitch was even a thing until it happened. I was like, what the heck? Why am I spinning out? Todd Gillen a lap down in 19th. Christopher Bell's made his way to 29th. So he has picked up about 8 spots in the stage, but he's still a lap down. And he is in danger of going 2 laps down, which would trap him from getting up to, as of right now, the 19th place race car. And however many other cars go 1 lap down before the end of stage 2. 4 laps to go in the stage yet. I think Harvick's going to get to Bell at some point. He's about 3 seconds behind him. And you got Gralla and Jones right in front of Harvick. Harvick going to get by Jones. Squeezes under Kaz Gralla in the S's. That was dangerous, but Harvick went for it. He sees Bell, and he wants to get him as quickly as possible. Justin Haley not that far up in front of Bell also. Harvick just wants to lap as many cars as possible. Don't know if that was a one-time only thing in stage 2 when it comes to the tires. Harvick will be staying out during the stage break. Got to run in the draft on Bell on the main straightaway. Harvick just skids off of turn 7 a lot better than everybody else. Seems to be where he gains the most time. William Byron is also the second to last car on the lead lap as he is free falling to 17th. He was 7th at the end of stage 1. JD, thanks for tuning in. Haley also qualified inside the top 10. Kurt Busch barely inside the cutoff line at 16th. Good news is Almirola's already a lap down behind him. The bad news is if Kurt goes a lap down with him, there's a chance Almirola could still beat him for position. Kurt Busch is the second to last car in the lead lap. BJ McLeod at 15th right now. He's another driver looking to stay on the lead lap. 2 laps to go in stage 2, this time by at the line. Stenhouse in 28th, kind of holding these guys up a little bit. Big run for Harvick through the S's. Gonna get by William Byron. Splits between Byron and Harvick, had to feather the throttle a little bit. Kurt Busch gonna go a lap down. Harvick closes on Stenhouse. To the inside of the 47 into turn 5. Harvick barely clears him. Little slide job in turn 5. It worked out. Alex Bowman, BJ McLeod, the last 2 cars on the lead lap. Cindric in 13th, not in position to get stage points like he did in stage 1. But if he finishes on the lead lap, he has a shot still at a top 10. He's the last driver above the cutoff line. Kurt Busch, who's just ahead of him in points, a lap down. Almirola just behind him in points, lap down. Not sure about Denny Hamlin. I know he started deep in the field, but I'm not sure where he is running right now. He may be a lap down, he may not be. Bowman slipped coming out of turn 1. McLeod might have checked up for him. McLeod will go a lap down. Harvick gets by the 78, the 15th place car there. Now he's got to run on the 48 of Alex Bowman, trying to put the 48 a lap down to the outside of him. Tight squeeze. Harvick with a block. He's clear. Now will Austin Cindric finish on the lead lap. Harvick is charging. This might not look like expert difficulty, but it is. 2 corners for Harvick to catch Cindric. I think he's too far back. Cindric will be the last car in the lead lap. Buescher in 12th as well, looking like he'll hang on. Harvick closing a ton right now. Cindric off turn 7. Will be able to hold on. Green-white checkered flag in the air for Kevin Harvick as he will sweep the stages at Watkins Glen. Good start. So Kevin Harvick going to sweep the stages today. Kyle Busch ends up finishing 2nd in stage 2. Between Richmond and today, he is scoring a ton of stage points here, trying to get himself in the playoffs on points in these closing races. Tyler Reddick ends up in 3rd. Chase Briscoe in 4th. Daniel Suarez 5th. AJ Allmendinger fell back to 6th after green flag pit stops. Garrett Smithley and Cody Ware, 2 Rick Ware racing cars, finished 7th and 8th in stage 2. Austin Dillon 9th. Brad Keselowski will round out the top 10 receiving stage points. Larson fell from starting 2nd in stage 2 to 11th. Buescher on the lead lap, Cindric on the lead lap, and then Bowman in 14th on back will be a lap down. And then everybody, Hamlin's a lap down in 25th. I think everybody from Stenhouse in 28th on back will be 2 laps down, which would include Christopher Bell. So Harvick has outpointed Bell 20-0 in the stages today. That is stage win number 16 on the season now for Kevin Harvick as well. We will stay out during the stage break. And we'll just kind of hope that when we get into the final stage, things can continue to go our way. Hopefully we have that glitch again where I don't take tires and it changes tires for us and we don't have to slip and slide like on the other road course races. When we change tires, then we'll be alright. If I go to actually change tires, then it probably won't work. So I'm not going to even try to do that during the stage break. I'm going to stay out again just like I did. We're going to restart in the lead alongside Kyle Busch, and we're going to get on with stage 2. Take a screenshot real quick. So Harvick will not pit. Start good and end good, hopefully. 50 laps in the final stage. Green flag is back in the air. A little less than half a tank of fuel left for these drivers on the racetrack right now. Kyle Busch going to try to clear Harvick into turn 1. Harvick is going to clear Busch, though, off the exit of the corner. Harvick has been so good today. Restarts. Just racing, lap traffic, long run, short run car. He has been the one to beat. And can we finally break the road course curse on NASCAR 22? I might forever not lose another road course at this point. Got to get the win with the first one out of the way. This thing isn't over yet. Stage win would give Harvick 61 playoff points. Or sorry, a race win today would get Harvick 61 playoff points plus an additional 15 for winning the regular season championship if he outpoints Bell by 12 points today. Bell is 2 laps down. I think the highest he could finish is likely 28th in this race unless we get some cautions that trap some other guys a lap down. We have not had a caution for incident, just the 2 stage breaks so far. And we have not had a caution for incident in the final stage all season long. Harvick really wide, almost in the wall. Off of turn 1 there. Probably as close to the wall as he has been anywhere on the track all day today. Michael Turner, thanks for tuning in. Also Earl Arnold Jr., JD, others that I haven't shouted out yet. Thanks for watching tonight. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as well. Got a regular season finale tomorrow night at Daytona. We might not be racing for a regular season championship anymore if we can clinch it today, but it's going to be a tight bubble battle. Quite a few drivers, both just behind the cutoff line, having a tough day, and just inside the cutoff line, like Kurt Busch, having a tough day as well. So it's going to be a tight battle, and you just never know if we get an upset winner at Daytona as well. That could push the bubble battle back even more. So with not pitting during the stage break, we're going to have to pit for fuel twice in this stage, just like the rest of the field. We went 26 laps, so we should be able to go anywhere between lap 51 to 52 to give us about 38 to 39 laps to go, so we will have to pit again. Again, it'll be a fuel-only stop for Harvick when the time comes, but got about 9 more laps yet. I haven't looked too much into Andretti and NASCAR and how much of a legitimate rumor that potentially is. I haven't looked into it. Any reports or anything. I can't really give you my advice on it. Or what I think about it. Thanks for tuning in though, Joshua. You know how weird this is? to the 2020 season for Kevin Harvick. Regular season champion. 9 wins. He didn't even make it to the championship 4, and knowing this game, I'm just saying, we're not a lock. This is like Harvick in 2020 all over again. We are no means a lock for the championship 4. We need to keep performing. I think we do have more stage wins than he had in 2020, though. Considering we have 16 now after today's race, 14 coming in, and then another 2 in this one. Still one more regular season race to go. So again, 2 more pit stops. Just have to hope through those 2 stops that even though we don't take tires, it acts as if we take tires. It did the first time. I wasn't expecting it to do that. If it didn't do that, I would have pitted during the stage break, because you could pit under caution and not have that glitch. But that's the only reason I did pit during the stage break, so I could keep the track position. Again, Kevin Harvick has led every single lap in this race. We're officially halfway home at the start-finish line that time by. 45 laps down, another 45 still to go. So time for tonight's trivia question, which we haven't had one on the channel in the last few streams. So today's trivia question is this: what are the only 2 Watkins Glen races in NASCAR Cup Series history to go past the scheduled distance? Name the years down in the chat. You guys are going to be working collectively as a team to get this trivia question correct tonight. So as a team, try to figure it out amongst yourselves. And don't spam in chronological or descending order with years. Give your best guesses. I want to see if anybody can get both of them right, so put both years in the chat if you can try to figure it out, or maybe you know. Again, the question is, what are the only 2 seasons in which the NASCAR Cup Series had Watkins Glen Cup races that went past the scheduled distance? It only happened twice. We've had some green-white checkers more than that, but only 2 of them actually went past the scheduled distance of the race. Overtime, as we call it now. 2018, 2012, that is not correct. In fact, neither one of those years is correct. 2018 had a long green flag run to the end, because remember, Truex ran out of gas. 2012, I do think, was a green-white checker. I think they had 3 laps to go on the restart. Something like that, but it wasn't overtime. 2016, 2013, neither one of those 2 years is correct. I think 2013 might have been a green-white checker also. But it was not past the scheduled distance. Actually, hang on. 2016 might be one of the years. I have to pause it for a quick second so I can try to rephrase my memory here. I have it written down. Or typed down, I guess. No, neither one of those 2 years is correct. Okay. I was right. Wait. Check. Hopefully you didn't look it up. But Michael Turner has gotten the question correct in the chat. 2005 and 2011 were the only 2 years in NASCAR history in which the NASCAR Cup Series at Watkins Glen had races that went past the scheduled distance. So, congrats, Michael. You got it right. You got both of them all on your own. 2005, 2011. Got some cars on pit road right now. They were pitting a few laps before Harvick earlier. Again, Harvick went 26 laps earlier in the race. Probably going to only go 25 this time, knowing it's 2 stops. No need to stretch it like I did earlier. Guaranteed 2 more stops. Booyah Yankees News. Thanks for tuning in. I swear, if Cody Ware and Garrett Smithley both finish inside the top 10 today, they were 7th and 8th at the end of Stage 2. That'd be like a career day for Rick Ware Racing as an organization. Both their cars get top 10s potentially. On a road course, nonetheless. There's only 13 cars on the lead lap, so they're likely locked into a top 13 finish as long as they just finish the race. Going really wide these last couple laps in turn 1. Scott around Kaz Gralla. Gralla gave him a lot of room there at the last second. Cody Ware caught right now behind Byron, who came out of the pits. I think Cody Ware is already pitted. So he's a lap down in 12th, but we know Harvick is still going to have to pit pretty soon here. Be able to go about 2 to 3 more laps on fuel. Baseball or a football fan at all? Yeah, I mean, I pretty much watch anything. NASCAR is just my go-to. I don't watch as much baseball unless it's like Detroit Tigers. I don't really follow stuff league-wide like I do with football. The main reason I do with football is because of my fantasy football team. Just trying to stay up to date with like how specific players are doing. Once I get into the off season, I don't really keep track too much of like who goes where, unless it's my Green Bay Packers. But once the season gets kicked back into full gear, I have a pretty good idea of who plays where. Split traffic that already came out of the pits. Tyler Reddick in 8th has gone a lap down. Harvick will stay out of the pits this time by. I'm in a money league. And I finished dead last this year, actually. 5 and 13, maybe. I lost my last 5 games. I was, I mean, it wasn't great before that, but I was 5 and 8. It was like middle of the pack, and now I just sucked. I didn't want to make any more transaction moves because I knew there was no chance for me to finish inside the top 4 and place for any money, so I just kind of said screw it. So now I got the last pick of my playoff draft. So that kind of cost me, but in that essence, I don't know who I'm going to take. Keselowski in 6th, Kyle Busch in 5th, just up in front of him. Keselowski going to go a lap down. Harvick still has to pit, though. Harvick will stay on one more lap. He'll go 26 laps just like he did the last time. Up off turn 7, he'll dive bomb to the inside on the main straightaway on Kyle Busch to put him a lap down for a brief moment. So 26 laps, just like in Stage 1 bleeding into the early going of Stage 2 is how far Harvick went on fuel. Had a stage break in between. Same thing here. Stage break in between and 26 green flag laps on fuel. So he will be pitting this time by. 26 more from here would get him to about lap 78. And he'll end up making his final stop with 13 laps to go. And we just have to hope with this fuel-only stop that we have the same glitch positively affecting us once again. Harvick should have a pretty big lead. But it'll be a scheduled fuel-only stop. If it doesn't change tires, oh well, but we're still pacing pretty good where we're at. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit, and he'll easily get down to pit road speed at the line. So Harvick is in. No, I mean, I made it 26 laps earlier, so I kind of know 26 is about as far as I don't want to push another lap past that. But I know I can go 26. All of our pit crew members are non-existent with us taking fuel only. We have 3 guys. 3 pit crew members. Where do the other 2 go? No gas can. Nice. Just like last time, no tires on the car either. I'm not going to have any control till... Oh, we do have control. Okay. Cody Ware cycled out just in front of us. Actually, just behind us in 12, so he is a lap down still. It did not change tires that time. That's interesting. Okay, so we had a glitch in Stage 2 where it did change our tires. It did not change our tires that time, so we're going to have to keep an eye on it. Okay, so this is not a gimme anymore. It was a gimme before, at least looking that way. Harvick has still led every lap. This race is not a gimme because it did not change our tires. Which rightfully so. I mean, we shouldn't have had that glitch earlier, but we did. So that was just kind of like out of nowhere, really, where it changed our tires even though we didn't actually change tires. If that makes any sense. This time it did not, so final stage. The good news is the car is still handling pretty well. It's handling just like it was right before I pitted. Because I didn't take tires, there was no glitch. Again, when you make a green flag stop and change tires in a green flag stop on a road course on the NASCAR 22 season update, you're like 9 to 10 seconds off the pace after that because your rear tires have 0 grip. I mean, you're sliding around like you're on ice the whole time. In danger of spinning out a lot. Biffle just got into the guardrail in the S's there. We stayed green, though. He lost a little bit of speed. Harvey got by him. Austin Cindric's the last car on the lead lap right now in 9th. Maybe not the last car on the lead lap, never mind. I think Cody Ware in 12th is first lap down, so we should have 11 cars on the lead lap. No, that wasn't a glitch that time. Well, I mean, it was a glitch in the sense, visually there was a glitch, but physically there was no glitch on pit road that time. I mean, we're still going to have to make another stop, but we're going to have to change tires next time, unfortunately. I can't take the risk of changing no tires hoping it changes it, because they're going to be almost non-existent as it is. By the time we get to the end of this run, I don't even know if I can go the full fuel run this time around. 26 more laps. That's 52 laps on one set of tires. I don't know. It'll be interesting. The good news is we should have a pretty good lead. I just got to hope for 13 laps. That's all I need to do is go about, really by the time I come out of the pits, maybe 12. So I'm going to have to go about 12 laps, sliding around at like 9 seconds off the pace. Will I have a big enough lead by the time that happens? That's what we have to hope for. I just have to hope I have a big enough lead. And that's if I can go that far. We might have to go more laps than that. Chase Briscoe's in second right now. If somebody does steal a win away from Kevin Harvick that hasn't had a win this year, they'll lock themselves into the playoffs, whether they're above or below the cutoff line. We have some drivers that are likely going to point their way in today. Kyle Larson scored some stage points, 9 to be exact. Was on the lead lap at the end of the stage, so he'll probably point his way in. A few others, like Reddick, also in the top 10, score a lot of stage points. He'll point his way in, too. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I knew the final stage was going to be where we were going to have to hope for the best. And we're still hoping. We should be good for a while, but once we make that next stop, then we're going to have to pray. Oh, man. Never easy with this game, I swear. To lead as many laps as we did today, too. We're going to go on to lead more laps on a road course today than what we have all season. Percentage-wise and actual lap-wise, it's going to be a shame if we can't get the win. Led every lap, all 56 so far. Alternate through the different camera angles one final time in today's race. Ryan Blaney's about to go a third lap down in 30th place, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. A little bit too far wide in turn 5 that time for Harvick. Went up over that lip on the outside of the racetrack with the left side tires that kind of grabbed and pulled the car to the left. As it should. This is as old as the tires have been all day for Kevin Harvick. Every lap following that pit stop and onward. But it's still not going to be anywhere near as bad as it will be at the end of this race. When we do take tires, knowing our glitch that we're going to end up having. Chase Elliott goes wide in turn 1. Stacking up some cars. Harvick trying to get by a few of them into the S's. Just gets by Corey LaJoie and Timmy Hill. Chase Elliott lost a couple spots back to 22nd as Glen and Balicki got around him. Those guys are all one lap down. Oh, I thought I was going to miss the bus stop there. That was, yeah, you can definitely tell the tires are wearing. We had to do this, though. We have to do this knowing the glitch in this game. Yeah, this is going to get sketchy, because if I miss... If I cut a corner, I'm going to end up going a lap down. The good news is there's only 13 cars on the lead lap. The bad news is we go a lap down. We don't want that. We have to be perfect. Man, we still have 33 laps to go still, too. That's a lot we're asking for out of these tires. We're already about 3 seconds off the pace. We're still going to be dropping anywhere between another 6 to 7 seconds off the pace here at some point. How do I get good at the game? Repetition, I guess. A lot of years of playing NASCAR video games. A lot better through the S's that time. I do have stability help on, which helps a lot on the road courses and short tracks. Really, most tracks in this game, but especially those types of tracks. I mean, it helps at other tracks when you make contact with other cars because the AI always runs a lot of wonky lines in this game. You don't really have to worry about that in other games. Harvick went a little wide in turn 6. Allowed for Todd Gilliland to stay alongside Kevin Harvick. He's still on the outside of him, so Harvick was never able to clear. He'll hop back in line to get a little bit of drafting help off the 38 again. You'd have to imagine... I think we're alright. I don't think I hit him that hard. Did we spin it? Did he spin out? He like disappeared after I hit him. Did Gillen spin out off turn 1 when I hit him? I didn't think I hit him that hard. It's like I hit him and he disappeared. I didn't see him spin. I thought he's still alongside of me. Somebody might have to go back and look at that. I swear he just disappeared after I hit him. Oh, jeez. I definitely didn't think I hit him that hard either. This is gonna be fun for a few laps. Playing Guess the Track, Watkins Glen style. It's like playing a game of chicken at 170 miles an hour. Just putt-putting through the bus stop. Oh, well. You know what? It's actually good we have somebody in front of us now, and Balicki got around me. I have a little bit of a guide car. Nobody in front of me, I really couldn't see. At least I could see now when the car in front of me turns going into the corner. Oh God, Gil. I had to give Gil in the room. Spotter said car low, so I was assuming we had a car low. Okay, he barely cleared me. We got another car. I think they're side by side in front of me. The walls behind us. I think there's 3 cars in front of us now. Chase Elliott got around us too. Just got blown around by Bubba Wallace. We're going so slow into the bus stop because it's like the only blind corner. Like the other corners I can kind of see. That corner I can't. I'm so good I can basically race this track blindfolded. There's not a lot of left-handers. The left-handed corners I can see perfectly fine. The right-handed corners not so much. Camera angle's a little bit better. Not by much. 2 laps. Christopher Menace, thanks for tuning in. NASCAR HMS fan, welcome into the stream also. Gillen just passed us, by the way, so he must have spun out. Yeah, somebody else saying he spun out. I was gonna say, I wonder if anybody else is behind us again. Cody Ware is. Cody, where did he come from? Garrett Smithley in 13th, right behind him as well. A whole gaggle of cars were probably holding up on these older tires. Although we accelerated off turn 5 really well. Yeah, cars. not turning quite as easily as it did before. I don't think the damage is really affecting the car from a handling standpoint. I think it's just mainly the tires that are falling off of it. Smithley trying to go into the bus stop side by side. That didn't work out well for him. Couldn't tell if he went off into the grass or not. I would say easy dub for the Cowboys because the Bucs defense is still halfway decent. At home, especially. Maybe not on the road, but Tampa's been a pretty good team at home, win-loss record-wise. All right, enough of that camera angle the rest of this race. No more tomfoolery. With 26 laps to go, fuel window is open to the end of the race, but we need to stretch this out as far as we can. And Harvick on much older tires than the rest of the field right now. Knew he was going to make up a little bit of time for the short term. He's going to have to hope he can hang on to the very end. There's 12 cars on the lead lap. We'll be halfway through the final stage at the start-finish line this time by. Again, Chase Briscoe was in second, but everybody still has to pit one more time in today's race. So unaware, oh, Harvick going way wide in turn one. I didn't think he was going to get the car to slow down in time to make that corner. See that left rear tire on the tire indicator, both the left side tires really definitely wearing out. We're still going to be faster now than what we would if we changed tires. If we could save these tires to the very end of the race, which would be absolutely insane. But that's probably our best option to hang on and win. We're going to be slow either way, but we're going to be even slower with the pit road glitch if we take tires under green flag conditions. Again, we have not had a caution yet in this race. If we did get a yellow, I would definitely pit because we're within the window to make it on field to the end. "24 laps to go." A little less than half a tank of gas left, so as far as fuel goes, we can go for a little bit yet. Another 12, 13 laps. Closes on Cody Ware, side by side into the S's. Ware up against the guardrail. It's going to slow him down. And Harvick will clear him to put Ware a lap down in the 12th place position once again. It's good to know the damage isn't wearing the car out, thank goodness. Yeah, I saw your comment about Glen spinning out when we hit him. It makes sense, though, too, because he ended up passing us still. I didn't think I hit him that hard. I guess I did. I guess I hit him harder if he spun out. There was no caution for him spinning. That was the first car we've seen spin all day today. No caution there, so I don't think we're going to get a caution for incident in this race at all, which I didn't think we were going to beforehand anyway, but definitely don't think we're going to get one now. Probably looking at lap 78 was going to be the next scheduled stop for Kevin Harvick. That would be 26 laps into this run. Got a decision to make. We're either going to have to go fuel only and hope the tires make it to the end of the race. Or if we change tires, we know the tires will last to the end of the race, but then the car is going to be about 6 more seconds slower a lap than what we are now. And I just don't think we're going to have a big enough lead over the leaders to be able to hold on with that being said. So that's why I really hope that these tires can make it. There's no way to tell exactly how far back Briscoe is because there's no track map. Our intervals of the leaderboard are all messed up and wonky now that we're far enough into the green flag run. So we just kind of have to hope. Trying to be the early Tiger Woods. We gotta finish the job though. A little late downshifting to second there. Still gets by Chase Elliott. Elliott is just not where he was in qualifying. You can kind of tell in stage 1 the fact that he went from starting third rather to finishing 10th and then ended up a lap down before the end of stage 2 and now he's 2 laps down. Late in this race. Not the road course king, especially at Watkins Glen, which is one of his better road courses that we're used to seeing out of Elliott. Especially for someone who has won at a road course this year. Again, he won at Road America just a handful of races ago. Trying to encourage me. I know. I appreciate the words of encouragement. I don't think there's really a right or wrong decision, whatever decision we make. You know, if I take tires, I know my car is going to be sliding around. I'm going to lose more from pace. But this is my best chance to win, is if I take fuel only. And just hope that the tires last. And I can't miss a corner if the tires do end up giving way. Because then I'll get an invalidated lap, so it's not like I could just chastain it around the race. I mean, there's really no way to do that here anyway. I'd end up head-on into a wall somewhere around the track before I'd make it all the way back. Decisions. But yeah, I think it's a lose-lose situation, honestly. I don't think either one's going to win me the race, being honest. We got some of the leaders pitting this time. 20 to go at the line for Kevin Harvick. Maybe we get lucky, we get a caution.
We got about 5 laps of fuel left.
We have more than 5 laps of fuel left. We have a little bit more time to try to make our decision up. Man. I mean, it hurts. We've led all 70 laps so far. It just hurts that it's going to have to come down to this. Harvick has rightfully deserved the win of this race today. He won the first 2 stages. Again, he's led every lap. You literally can't be better than Kevin Harvick has been today. We only have 11 cars on the lead lap from a speed standpoint. I mean, he's still running decent lap times considering how old his tires are. Again, he's about 3 seconds off the original pace, but he's still in the lead on these older tires now, and the leaders are just pitting again. They'll have even fresher tires, but Harvick, if he goes fuel only, should be able to gap him just a little bit more as well. They're not going to have as much of an advantage. 19 laps left at the Glen. Logano getting up to speed in the S's. After leaving pit road, Harvick gets around him. 39th. I think he's 4 laps down now. He'll get a lap back once Harvick pits. He'll be 3 down. Terrible day for Logano. One car, big bounce off the curb. That's Michael McDowell. He's going to slide all the way back across the racetrack. So Harvick misses him to the inside, getting into turn 5. Dowell started the day strong, got stage points in stage 1, was a lap down much like Elliott. In a similar circumstance, started towards the front of the field, but slowly free fell from the drop of the green flag today. Oh, geez, Ty Dillon. Extra slow off turn 7 there. Harvick pinned right behind him. Damn, we're going to be 3 wide middle going into turn 1. Logano slides off the curb. Harvick making contact with everybody. He was just trying to not get sandwiched in the middle there. I think Logano spun after he hit the curb on the inside. He was already 39th. He didn't have much more to lose. Wasn't our fault. He just drove it in too deep. Trying to make a 3 wide pass, get one of his 4 laps back. Kurt Busch has fallen back to 25th. Might cycle ahead of a few cars that haven't pit yet, but even still. A lot of drivers have not won a race this season that are running in the top 10 that may have a shot to win on Kevin Harvick today.
We got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Suarez in 5th, Austin Dillon in 4th. They have already pitted. Suarez in a must-win situation has ran top 10 all day. Qualified top 10 as well. Ran relatively well on the road courses so far this season. His only cup win in his career came on a road course in 2022 in real life at Sonoma. And Austin Dillon, who is just barely below the cutoff line in the top 20 in points, can point his way in. I think he'll be in the top 18 after today, considering Almirola and Denny Hamlin ahead of him in points have not scored any stage points and are ahead of him in the running order. Harvick way down to the bottom off turn 7 as he's trying to get by Dillon. All clear before heading into turn 1. Oh wow, Dillon just slammed Harvick out of the way in turn 1. Both him and Suarez get back on the lead lap, and Suarez gets around him for 4th. Stack up going on right now in the S's behind Ross Chastain. Kyle Busch just up in front of them after leaving pit road. Harvick gets squeezed by the 99. 99 being held up by his teammate. Busch in 3rd just up ahead. Harvick trying not to miss the corner. He did. Don't invalidate the lap. It did not. We're gonna take a stop and go. I was just hoping we didn't get an invalidated lap for that. I'll do the right thing. Definitely missed the bus stop. Got very lucky we didn't get an invalidated lap. It could have put us a lap down. That would have ended the race. It was the first time we'd missed a corner all day. Close quarters racing, and the tires are getting very old. We made it in fine. It was just that final kink. I was in the grass. Completely missed it. Justin Haley almost got ran into from behind by Ty Dillon. Chastain's still holding those guys up. 38th. 15 laps to go. Oh, it's traffic slowing Harvick down a little more, though, for when he ends up finally making the stop. Kind of who spun recently has got back around Harvick. All the contact that was made. Austin Dillon pulling away. Keselowski's gotten in front of the 4 out of nowhere, too. Busch getting another lap back temporarily. Couple more laps and then Harvick will have to pit. 14 to go at the line. I think we're going to have to pit for tires. I just don't think the left side tires are going to make it to the end of the race. Because the more and more we slide around, which is prone to happen as old as the tires are right now, the more and more they're going to wear out. We're going to have to just kind of suck it up. We know we're going to be off the pace. This is the 26th lap of the fuel run, so Harvick will have to pit this time by. He'll have 12 laps to go when he makes his way off of pit road. Gonna get by Kurt Busch. He will be taking 4 tires and fuel. There's no adjustments that can help prevent from the glitch. So now his tires will make it to the end of the race. But we're probably going to be sliding around on ice. I just hope that maybe the glitch doesn't happen at Watkins Glen. That's the only thing we can really hope for. But it's happened on every other road course so far. This is our 5th road course. It's probably bound to happen again. Harvick will not be able to go another lap on fuel. He will have to pit this time. And the moment of truth that we've been waiting all race for, making a green flag stop and changing tires, is going to be coming up. This time, Harvick not going to be able to get by Keselowski. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. 3rd and final stop of the day for the 4 in the first place car. 4 tires and fuel. No adjustments here for Kevin Harvick. We'll have 12 laps to go. He has led all 78 laps in the race today. He's got to hope he cycles back to the lead. And then hold on for dear life with a car that is going to be like driving on ice, and he is going to be well off his original pace, and even the pace on old tires is going to be about 6 seconds off the pace from that, and off his fastest pace, he's going to be about 9 to 10 seconds off of it. Harvick should have the lead because the first stop he went fuel only. Out of the pits he goes. It's hard to tell if the car is going to slide around or not.
One left. Clear, clear. Stay right. Clear all around.
We'll know based off the lap times exactly how the car is going to handle. Harvick is in the lead. I don't think it's handling too terribly right now. Gonna put Busher lap down again. We'll know this time by at the start-finish line exactly how it's gonna handle. I don't think it's handling that much different. There was no patch on this game, by the way, between the Indianapolis road course last week and this Watkins Glen race you're seeing tonight on the channel. We have 11 laps to go. Harvick will lap the 10th place car of Austin Cindric. Chase Briscoe likely still in second. Harvick seems like he's got the fastest car on the track still. Which, as he clears McDowell, will put him a second lap down off the exit of turn number 7. We have 10 laps to go in the race. Yeah, we're only 2 seconds off our fastest time of the race. I don't think we had the glitch today, which is wild. And I think we're very lucky, because either that or Watkins Glen is the only road course in this game that the pit road glitch, when you pit under green on a road course and the car gets ridiculously loose and there's no rear tire grip. I think this is the only road course in this game, at least of the ones we've been to, that we don't have that glitch. We haven't been to the Roval yet. That's the only other one we'll have to race at still. We did not have the glitch tonight. That was the first time we pitted for tires under green flag all day. The first 2 stops, well, the first stop we did not take tires, but it kind of randomly put them on. And then the second stop we made tires, or we did not take tires, it was fuel only. We did not phantomly put the tires on that time. And that third stop we did take tires legitimately. And Harvick has the lead and he's not off the pace at all. Ran a lap time in the 1 minute 10-second lap area for the first time in a while. Sizzy, thanks for tuning in. I am shocked. I mean, we did not have the glitch today. You'll have to let me know in the chat if you guys have raced at Watkins Glen and know of my glitch on the road courses that we've been dealing with in these full races. And you'll have to let me know if you maybe had it and maybe we just got lucky and the game didn't break today. Because we don't have to make another stop. And we're running fast enough lap times, we should be able to pull away and go wire to wire, not only winning both stages and the race to get a max points today, but that will clinch the regular season championship for Kevin Harvick, which means he'll get 7 playoff points on the race and an additional 15 playoff points with the regular season championship being crowned to him. He will not have to worry about Daytona tomorrow night to win it, and we can focus mainly on the bubble battle when we get into tomorrow night's race. I'll have the points updated likely tonight. And when I do have the points updated, I'll actually make a community tab post to let you guys know exactly what the points battles will be before the stream starts tomorrow. So that way when you tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you should already know without having to even look at the top of the screen. Which we will still have the scrolling screen, but just so everybody's aware. 7 laps to go for Kevin Harvick. And we'll finally break the road course curse on NASCAR 22. It'll be the 9th win of the year for Harvick.
One left. Clear, clear, clear.
Tyler Reddick, the last car on the lead lap in 9th. Likely going to lock his way in on points. See Christopher apologizing about the Packers not making the playoffs. It feels bad. They gave me false hope. That's what happened. When we were 4-8, I was like, oh, there's no way we're making the playoffs. And then, you know, one win turned into another win, and then after about that third consecutive win of the 5, I was like, you know what, we actually have a chance. And then after the way they played against Minnesota, I thought we could have been a Super Bowl contender, and then we didn't even make the playoffs. Damn Lions, beat us twice. Unbelievable. Failed to score more than 16 points at both games against them this year, too. They just shut us down. Not that our offense was elite, but shut us down in both races. Byron gonna get by Reddick. Reddick into the back of the 8 car, getting off the S's. Not gonna force the issue. We don't need an invalidated lap this late in the race. We have a tire advantage right now. Byron going extra wide in the middle of turn 5. Almost lost control. Thought he was going to slide right into Harvick there for a second. He did not. Luckily. Harvick gets by. Almirola's made his way up to 16th. He was in 23rd at the end of stage 2. It's going to save him some points.
One left. All clear. Got one left. Clear all around.
Allmendinger in 8th is the last car in the lead lap.
Clear, clear.
5 laps to go at Watkins Glen for Kevin Harvick. I believe it'll be his 2nd career win at the Glen. Hey, the Lions had a better record than us. They had a winning record this year.
One left. All clear.
Who would have thought 2 years into the Matthew Stafford trade that the Lions would have a better record than the Rams? Crazy.
One left.
Harvick slides in front of Larson. Larson going a lap down at 7th. Four to go this time by. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought that though, still coming into the season as easy. It was more pitiful when we lost to him earlier in the year because the Lions were... that was kind of the win that turned the Lions season around because I think they only had 1 or 2 wins at that time. Then they got on that hot streak after the fact. Because I think they were coming off a bye going into that game. I don't think the Roval's going to be quite this good. We just got to take it for what it is and still have to play the road course strategy kind of the way we played it today and every other time. And we hoped. I might have done a little prayer in my head and psychologically it may have worked because... Not saying that works every time because I've tried it before and it didn't usually work. But tonight it worked. And the game let us have this. We had such a dominant car. I was waiting on that glitch to happen in the final stage when we finally had to pit for tires with about 12 to go. And Luckily, we were able to make it. Unbelievable. We're actually going to win on a road course, so NASCAR 22. 2.5 laps to go. Don't think anybody else will go a lap down, so we should have 6 cars finishing on the lead lap. And probably the first wire-to-wire win in NASCAR 22 on the channel. So Harvick's going to go on to lead all 90 laps. And again, on a road course. Harvick hasn't finished better than 34th on a road course all season. And we're going to end up finishing with a win today and winning both stages. What a turnaround. Too bad it happened to be on a day where Bell was on an off performance anyway, so we probably would have clinched the regular season title with the stage points. But at least we got the win. And the regular season championship. To have both things happen today, that's awesome. I don't know about everybody counting the Chiefs out of the division before the season started. I mean, they still have Pat Mahomes. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I wasn't counting them out of it. I still would have thought they were the favorites. I thought they were going to have a lot stiffer competition, but... Russell Wilson's last year or two in Seattle wasn't perfect by any means. So I thought the Broncos would be good, but I didn't think they were going to be as good as the Chiefs. I still thought the Chiefs were the favorite. I thought the Raiders would be a little bit better too. Honestly, thought the Raiders would probably give them the most run for their money. That's how talented that offense is, but they do not have a defense at all. A lot of shootout games this year. White flag in the air, final lap of the race. No caution for incident this entire day. I think that'll be only the second time on a road course this year that has happened. 2 more turns after this one for Harvick. Hard 90 left-hander and then a hard 90 right-hander. Still pushing hard through the final couple corners. What a performance for Kevin Harvick. He'll lead all 90 laps, sweep the stages, and get the win at the Glen. His first road course win of the season, and win number 9 as he goes back-to-back. Unbelievable. I got a trophy for that, too. Only 6 cars finished on the lead lap. Chase Briscoe finishes in 2nd. Kyle Busch 3rd. Daniel Suarez 4th. Austin Dillon 5th. Brad Keselowski 6th, Kyle Larson 7th, AJ Allmendinger 8th, Tyler Reddick 9th, Chris Busch rounds out the top 10. The only driver that finished in the top 10 today, actually the only driver that finished inside the top 13 today that had a win was Kevin Harvick, and he was the one that got the win today. So the only other drivers that will likely lock themselves in on points in today's race would probably be Larson and Reddick. Bowman potentially will lock himself in. I don't think he had any stage points though, so I'll have that updated later tonight for you guys. See if anybody DNF'd. I don't think anybody did. No, nobody DNF'd. And margin of victory, 47.3 seconds. Again, no caution for incident tonight. We'll go through the full running order here. Byron ended up 20th. See where all the playoff drivers finished too. Christopher Bell ended up 33rd. Tough break there. He'll still be 2nd in points, but Byron definitely has a shot at 2nd. in the regular season standing still, which is a 1 playoff point difference between second and third. So they've got something to race for at Daytona, plus obviously more playoff points if they can get any stage wins or win the race. But yeah, wild top 10 finishing order today. And unfortunately, Cody Ware did not get a top 10. He finished 11th. He was 7th at the end of stage 1, and Smithley was right behind him in 8th, or vice versa, whatever the case was, and they finished 11th and 13th, a lap down. But yeah, it's crazy that everybody that finished 2nd through 13th didn't have a win this season. Now, a lot of them were above the cutoff line, like Reddick and Larson and Kyle Busch. Busch not that far ahead of the cutoff line. I guess those are the only ones, actually. Everybody else was well below, and most of them in a must-win situation. Like Briscoe, Suarez, Keselowski, Allmendinger, Buescher, Ware. But it'll be interesting. It's going to be a tight points battle still at Daytona. I think Kyle Busch did a great job today. Scored stage points both races. Finishes 3rd. One of his most complete races of the season. It looked like Richmond was going to be like that, and then he ended up finishing 13th still. But today he ends up finishing in 3rd. So even though he doesn't have a win this year, I think he's going to be a lot better shape than what he was coming into today, which was only 9 points to good. Really, 2 races ago. He was below the cutoff line going into Richmond, but he outpointed Almirola. He was 5 down going in. Ended up with a net gain of 13 on him, and today he's going to net gain quite a bit more. He should be at least 20 points above the cutoff line, which is no guaranteed lock, but he is in much better shape. So that is going to end today's stream. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Take a look here at Victory Lane for Kevin Harvick, and that will be the end. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. We will be racing at Daytona for the regular season finale. And then we'll get the playoff order lined up after the checkered flag falls then. We know Kevin Harvick has won the race and the regular season championship today, clinching 1 race early. Now the quest is to win the actual championship and get Kevin Harvick his 2nd career title. And if I'm not mistaken, because he has 60 career wins, if we actually get 1 more win for 10, then Kevin Harvick will end up having 70 career wins. We have a chance to catch Earnhardt with Kevin Harvick. There is a chance. We'd have to win 7 of the last 11 races, but there's a chance we could catch Dale Earnhardt on the all-time wins list. I didn't think that was possible, honestly, especially at this game. I still don't think it's possible. There's no way we're winning 7 of the last. I mean, it took me 25 races to win 9. There's no way I'm winning 7 of the last 11. There's no chance. We are very fortunate we did not have the road course glitch today, too. But awesome. Regular season champ, race winner. Let's go. That's 22 more playoff points. We swept the stages today, too. 22 playoff points today. That is huge. That's going to give us... Let's see here. 76 playoff points with the regular season championship already in hand. If I give that to us now, which we already won it, so might as well. 76 playoff points. Still have 1 more race before the playoffs, so you have a chance to get 7 more tomorrow night. If we win both stages in the race again. Unbelievable. 9 wins, 13 top 5, 16 top 10s. We had an average finish of 12.6 coming into the day. It might be below 12 now with the win. And we have finished 4th or better now in 5 of the last 7 races. So we are on a bit of a hot streak, to say the least. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a good, safe Tuesday night, and I will see you back and better than ever again tomorrow.